today I will be making an in-depth breakdown of my Orcorio Volcarona team. Here's Volcarona. Now Volcarona has synergy with Orcorio Pom Pom. Orcorio Pom Pom is the best Orcorio in my personal opinion, just because electric is a really good offensive type. There's not many good electric Pokemon in the VGC Reg H format, and Orcorio Pom Pom has like really broken typing. Like electric flying has to be one of the best, if not the best type. Like other than like Steel Fairy, I can't think of many types that outmatch and outclass electric flying. Now Rillaboom, he's just a really good Pokemon. In all, Grassy Surge, buffing Woodhammer, huge damage. He is good at switching out, which using Oricorio, I can switch into Oricorio while doing a Quiver Dance with Volcarona, and boom shakalaka, I've got damage while switching, which is pretty good. 3 attacks going on while also switching. 0 like repercussions for switching or anything. Well, that's best with Palafan, because Palafan, I've trained him to be one stat higher speed. Now let's talk about Palafan. Palafan is just really good, along with having water, fire, and grass as a trio of switching the Pokemon around. Incineroar, everybody knows that Incineroar is broken. Everybody knows why Incineroar is broken. He nerfs all of the physical attackers, which is great for Volcarona and great for Oricorio Pom Pom. Now, the reason this is great, Quiver Dance. Quiver Dance is buffing your special defense. That's why I have Electabuzz. If there's a really special attacking, and not very high, like special defense and stuff like that, I will run Electabuzz just so I can buff Volcarona to an insane level, and they just can't deal with it. And if they do have physical attackers, I can switch into Incineroar. Plus, if I Terra Steel, the only resistances, or the only weaknesses are fire and fighting. So, flying resists fighting, so I can switch into Oricorio. Fire resists fire, so I can switch into Incineroar. So now I have really good reasons to switch, things that happen when I switch, and just overall, like, just huge damage, really good, like, overall synergy with all of the Pokemon. Electabuzz, you might be like, I bet you never use him. I've used him in a lot of matches, and it's gone very well. I think on my YouTube channel I have videos of me running the Electabuzz, so Electabuzz is really good. Now we have to talk about the overall just synergy of the different Pokemon. Like, okay, not synergy. Okay. Now we have to talk about the overall reasons I picked these Pokemon and what they do. So obviously, I'm starting with Incineroar. I know I said everybody knows what Incineroar does, but just per chance. Now you might see one thing. I'm not running, what's it called? Where are they? The goggles. The safety goggles. Now that's because, overall, my team doesn't have an awful, like, matchup against grass types. So Venusaur, who are the main sleep Pokemon? There's like Sleep Powder, what is it? Frick. Sleep Powder. Who is it? Sleep Powder Lilligant. There's I think Sleep Powder with Venusaur. Uh, Overall, my team's good against grass types. I don't really need that, but Mirror Herb can just work as something like, okay, I've got a physical attacker. Like, okay, the matchup against uh, the matchup against Annihilate is huge with this. So Volcarona, what's he weak to? Okay, well, the things that Annihilate is gonna do. Annihilate is gonna use Rage Fist. Now, Incineroar resists Rage Fist. Now, obviously, Intimidate gonna buff him 50%, but that buffs him 2 times. I can Darkest Lariat. I can take like 2 Rage Fists. I could change this. Boom. I'm probably tanking 2 Rage Fists. If you just look at it, I'm going to tank, and it's gonna work well. I have a huge, because Annihilate was a big deal with some of my other Volcarona teams that I was testing out. This is just the best Volcarona team I could make. Just a big deal for the Annihilate matchup. Now, the big man himself, Volcarona, he was the biggest deal for me. You might see like leftovers. Oh, shouldn't you run like something to buff the individual moves? But overall, Volcarona's staying power is his strongest feat, because he can Terra Steel. Then it's a resistance plus like a bunch of Quiver Dances. The chance of them doing less than 6% is way more than you think. Plus, he's just really strong, man. It gives him huge damage. Like, I can do a resisted air slash and still like 2 HKO like many Pokemon while they're doing like 6% to me. Fiery Dance, also that can buff Orcorio. I trained him so that he can survive a Make It Rain. He gets 2 HKO'd by Make It Rain. Or I think 3 HKO'd with fire type plus high special defense. If he gets a special defense buff, that's insane. Surviving everything. I tried to buff a lot of the defense, because then if Incineroar comes in after I buffed a bunch of defense, and they're not thinking Incineroar is coming in because I've got like a buffed up Orcorio, but overall, Orcorio does not matter as much as Volcarona. Volcarona has huge staying power, huge damage, is the only thing supporting Orcorio. So overall, you need Volcarona. And he has a lot of things to make him stay in the game. I used to run Tailwind with Goldango on the team, but honestly, Goldango doesn't really do much. I can use it as like, oh, I have 2 setup sweepers. I don't know if I need Steel Ghost. I don't need those types. Honestly, I'm thinking about it. I could run Goldango instead of Electabuzz, but that also makes me drop Volcarona's Protect, which, if anybody's out there saying that Protect is not good, I know everybody should know Protect is one of, if not the second best, third best, because of Baneful Bunker and Spiky Shield. Those are the 2 best moves in the game. Those are the 3 best moves with Protect, because there's just so much you can do. Even in singles, they're good. Singles, it's a little worse because it's like niche use cases. But even when you're like, okay, if you are like fully like downed, like every single Pokemon is beating you. You have 2 Pokemon left, they have 3, and they're all faster and stronger. The only thing keeping you together is protecting when both Pokemon hit them. Boom! Attack with another Pokemon. Huge deal. Protect is a huge deal. Palafan. Palafan, probably one of, if not like 3rd best in the game for Reg H. Like, huge stats if you look at the hero mode. Like, way over legendary level stats. 160 attack, broken. That's like Brave. Actually, Yeah, that's a brave bird from Talonflame. Plus the choice man. This is genuinely like, if you get the switch out, that's that's a Talonflame brave bird. Plus the usually goes first. Like, genuinely insane, broken. Now, wave crash I don't use too often. Only on like resisted hits. Usually still like 2 HKOs at least. Flip turn just to get out of there sometimes can add huge chip. You can do like flip turn on a fire type, fiery dance with Volcarona, switch into Orcorio, boom. I do 3 attacks in one turn, down 2 Pokemon, and boost Volcarona and Orcorio. Huge turn. That's like a turn 1. If they're not expecting it, which most people are expecting it, that's the point of the team. Honestly, Volcarona Palafan, I use it like 90% of the time with Oricorio and Cineroar in the back, because the other starts are just to mix people up who think it's gonna go this way. That's a really important thing in team building. Like, even if you don't want to run a team like this, it's still like a learning for building teams. I am not the best player in the world. I'm not the best, not nearly the best, but I think I can still say smart stuff. Rillaboom. Rillaboom. Rillaboom has big deal moves. I already touched on Rillaboom. You might be confused why no fake out. Incineroar is my fake out mon. Honestly, a lot of people like if fake out's gonna work, they're probably gonna be prepared against it. Honestly, I don't think fake out is really good. Fake out is broken with Incineroar. You can swap out, do a bunch of stuff. It's like part of the basis for the team. And you might be like, what? So you've got Rillaboom with no fake out. High horsepower. Huge deal. Fire types, steel types. Honestly, I might be wrong, but everything's good in this game. Personally, I think that. I fully believe that even using a worse option can be good. Not like, oh, I'm going to use a Pokemon that's just worse in every way. But like, okay, running high horsepower instead of protect, it can be useful in some cases. Whether 51% of the cases fake out is better than high horsepower, being right 49% of the time is pretty good. 51 is a failing grade too. Electabuzz. I don't think many people are going to agree with putting Electabuzz on this team. Obviously, Electabuzz is a good mon, but they'd probably choose like Clefairy. Clefairy is a hugely used mon with Volcarona. Like, really, really a lot used with Volcarona. But the thing is, Electabuzz has static. Really good. So, if I use static, contact mons have a chance of getting paralyzed. Say 2 HKO on him, boom. That's a really high chance that there's more of a chance of them getting paralyzed than not. Paralyzed, especially like if it's a big deal attacker that can those aren't the best defense stats, but they're decent. Like, honestly, 150 special attack or special defense, like destroying Pelipper. Look at that special attack stat. 40 points less than Volcarona. 40 points is a lot. Okay, let's find. Okay. Base Palafan attack stat. Base Palafan ain't the worst mon in the world. He's not like fucking ZU. He would be decent with like Intimidate. He would be a decent mon with Flip Turn, Wave Crash, Jet Punch, Close Combat. He would, Jet Punch a little higher down. Okay, that's all, guys. That was my team for Pokemon Showdown. It was very good. I ranked up a little bit, got a little higher elo, and I hope you can learn something. Cause I've been playing for a few years now. I've learned a lot from videos like this, and I hope I can make videos that also help you people learn.